The last year was insane in terms of market activity on the island, generally speaking. Properties here in Kailua went up in value even more than the island average. So if you're curious about the actual numbers, I'm here to break them down for you. And in case you're interested in one more than the other, I will discuss single-family home stats first and condos second, so you can look in the comments below to see where each segment starts. Hi, I'm Jill Ward with Century 21 Island Homes, and in the last year, we saw many over-ask offers, multiple offers, and a lot of cash. So let's get to the overall year-end numbers for 2021 here in Kailua. Let's start with the fact that Kailua sales were up only about 3% in 2021. We'll discuss that in a minute and how that does not tell the full story. What exactly happened? First, let's discuss single-family homes here in Kailua. So everyone wants to know about property values. At the end of 2021, the median sales price for Kailua was $1.5 million. That's roughly a 25% increase over 2020, even though the total sales in Kailua only increased by 3%. And the median days on market was 9 days, which was a decrease of 55% from 2020. That means that almost every single property went into escrow in under 2 weeks. The cycle here in Kailua was very similar to the rest of the island. We would list a property on Monday or Tuesday, we'd have our broker opens on Thursday, and hold a public open on Sunday. Offers were due by Tuesday, they were accepted and into escrow already by Wednesday or Thursday. That's 9 days or less. So if you were a buyer, you needed to have your pre-approval letter ready, have your finances in order, and be ready to submit an offer. You had to make a decision immediately. If you were a seller, you could feel pretty confident that if your realtor listed your property at the beginning of 1 week, you would be in escrow by the following week. The percentage of the original list price received was 102% of the list price. That translates into you better be ready to offer immediately and over the asking price if you were a buyer, and you are going to be super happy if you were the seller. For both buyers and realtors, it really felt like there was a lot less inventory in 2021. But the fact is there was more inventory in 2021 than there was in 2020. We just had that many more buyers in the mix. So we've discussed single-family homes. What about condos? You would think that condos would be a big question mark in this kind of a market. The sales were relatively steady, but the prices definitely went up. The number of closed sales in Kailua were relatively constant, with a 4% increase in 2020. The median sales prices, however, followed the price increases that we saw with single-family homes and went up 22% from the previous year. The median sales price in Kailua for a condo increased to $730,000. And the average days on market went from 23 days in 2020 to 9 days in 2021. So just like single-family homes, that means that almost every single Kailua condo went into escrow in just over 1 week. The percent of listing price received was 100%. It was right on the money. For both single-family homes and condos, the more expensive the price points, the more the statistics increased. Economists are predicting a rise in mortgage rates and no increase in inventory, so they're predicting that things should balance out in 2022. What makes me wonder is our level of inventory in Kailua. As long as our inventory is limited, prices will continue to rise, even if only slightly. If you look at the median sales price chart for Kailua, just like the rest of Oahu, our values do not go down. We tend to plateau until the next demand cycle when we rise again. So if you can get into the market sooner than later, it is definitely a good idea. The end of 2021 carried right over into 2022, even as our interest rates rise. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. All of my contact information is listed below. For additional updates on this channel, please feel free to subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. I am Jill Ward with Century 21 Island Homes. Aloha.